Good evening, and welcome to What's Your Story? My guest today is Holly Fergeen. Into each life, some rain must fall. That is another way of saying that no one will escape the hardships, heartbreak, and pain that are a part of life. One way or another, we will all be forced to cope with grief. Each of us handles grief in our own way. This is the story of a woman's struggle to deal with her grief over the passing of her husband. It is a story with which many of you are familiar. Welcome to the show, Holly.
Thank you, Jim.
January 26, 2016.
Yeah.
Your life changed.
It did.
What happened that day?
My husband passed. He passed of cancer. He was diagnosed with stage 4 lung cancer in August of 2015. And 5 months and 5 days after, he left to be in God's arms.
Do you recall much about that day?
Yes, I do.
Tell us a little bit about it.
Well, we had Dave downstairs in the house, and I stayed down with him. And he had a rough night, and he had been in hospice for about 5 days prior to that. I had taken care of Dave the entire time. And thank you. I had just finished bathing him and putting cream on him because he was itchy. And I sat with him. And I told him, because his health had progressed.
Sure.
I told him that he could go, that I was going to be okay, not to worry, and to go. And I walked away, and I went upstairs to dress myself. And then when I came down and walked in the living room, he was gone. So that's what happened.
You have said in your conversations that you hate cancer.
Yes, I do.
Why?
Because it robbed me. It robbed me of my husband. It robbed family from me. Even pets have died of cancer. And hate is a very strong word, and I don't like to use it.
Absolutely, yes.
Because it's just, the connotations are so ugly.
You had said that you can't scream at cancer, you can't shake it, you can't slap it, you can't bang it, you can't do anything with it. You're basically defenseless against it.
Absolutely. It has, it suffers no consequences. What it does is makes all of us suffer the consequences of having it. I mean, whether it's my husband passing from it, or me continuing my life without him, or the family, his children, our children, it robbed us. So yeah, I hate it.
You know, Holly, there are basically 5 stages of grief. People agree generally with that. There's the denial, the anger, the bargaining, the depression, and the acceptance.
Yeah.
Where are you in that process?
Well, in that particular process, I guess, I don't think I'll ever be in the acceptance of it. I certainly am past the denial part.
Was there a denial portion for you?
There was a denial for me, yeah.
And what form did that denial take, Holly?
It took in coming home and thinking, well, you know, Dave's just at the store. He's going to be home soon. And then realizing he's not at the store, he's not going to be home soon. That I'm there by myself. So there are times when I denied it, and then there were times when I had to face it.
When were you more likely to deny it, at early in the morning, late in the evening, or at bedtime?
Actually, it could happen at any time. really kind of surprised me at that, because I would, be aware that Dave was gone, but if I had to, pay a bill, or I had to take care of something for the house, and I'd say, well, Dave's going to take care of that, or Dave's going to help me with it, and then I realized Dave's not there to help me with it. So.
Do you still have those moments of denial?
Yeah, I do. I try my best, but yes, I do have those stages of denial.
And then we talked about anger. Mm-hmm. Talked about your anger at the disease that took your husband. Is there anger at your husband?
No. Dave's cancer was caused by smoking. I mean, more than likely, he was a very heavy smoker. We had both quit many years ago, but I don't blame Dave. It wasn't his choice, so I don't blame him for it. I blame cancer. That's what I blame.
And we passed away in January of 2016.
Yes.
And so you are 1 year this January 2017.
Yes, I am.
Okay,
yeah.
So you've already gone through a Thanksgiving and a Christmas without him.
Yes.
His birthday, I'm going to assume,
yes.
was in there
Our
somewhere.
wedding anniversary.
Your wedding anniversary,
everything.
yes.
Everything.
Yeah.
Christopher's birthday, everything. We've been through it all. I've been through it all, and I was almost relieved in a way when the day came.
Which day? The anniversary?
The anniversary of his death.
Okay.
Because what I said to myself was, I'm done with the firsts. I'm done with the first. Now I can move on.
Yes.
And that's helped, because you anticipate that. You anticipate when Christmas is coming. You anticipate New Year's. You anticipate your birthday. The cards aren't there anymore. The love is always there, but the physical part of it isn't anymore. So when I reached the 1 year mark, I spread some of his ashes at his favorite fishing spot, and I felt good about that, because I felt he was with me that time, and that I could move from there.
Holly, how long of a battle did Dave have?
A very short battle, actually. It seemed like forever going through it, because with cancer comes the many doctor's appointments, and the chemotherapy, and the radiation, and the many visits to the hospital after chemotherapy. So, but you work through all of that, trying to help him and do my full-time job and take care of him at the same time. But in reality, it was 5 months and 5 days from the day we found out until the day he was gone.
5 months.
5 months and 5 days. Yeah. So it was a short time. It felt like a lifetime.
Sure.
But in reality, it was very short.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Yeah.
So when did you come to the acceptance that he was going to leave? When did you permit yourself to accept that reality?
That's a good question, because there were times going through it that I was concentrating on everything that had to be done for Dave, helping him with the medication. When you take a bevy of medications, I realized I had to help him get and we would share that together. So I didn't really accept the fact that Dave was going to die. I remember after he was diagnosed, I looked it up. I went on the computer and looked it up. And I saw the chances were an 8% chance that he was going to survive. I saw that 8% chance, and I said, I'm not reading anymore. That's it. I shut it off. I never did any more research after that. And I just dove into making sure that he was comfortable and that he was as happy as possible, and to take care of everything I had to take care of. So when he finally passed, I think the day he passed, when I told him it was okay to go, was the day that I accepted the fact that he was going.
How did Dave handle the 5 months and 5 days? What was his attitude like during that period?
He handled it with grace, dignity, and courage. That man is the only man I know who faced cancer with a smile. He smiled the whole time. You would ask Dave, how are you? I'm fine. I'm doing okay. And when we found that it had metastasized to his brain and his bones, we were in the emergency room, and the doctor came in and confirmed for us after they took the tests. And Dave looked at me and he said, the only time he ever said anything, and he said, I feel like I just got punched in the gut. And I said, you did. But after that, he just Dave was a positive, happy man all the time. So he faced it gracefully, and the most courageous man I ever known in my entire life.
He stayed strong for you.
Yes, he did. Even in the face of passing, he thought of me, not of himself. I don't know how many people could actually do that. I really don't. I'm very proud of him.
Holly, you have said you are a woman of faith. How did your faith help you through this process so far?
Well, I turn to God often for strength. And he's never let me down. And
how do you feel his presence? How do you feel he's helping you?
I feel his presence in my being. I feel he's with me. He's always with me. God is with all of us. And I feel that he helps me along and helps me to make the decisions I need to make and give me the strength I need to just take that another step and another step. Because sometimes you don't even want to lift your foot, let alone take a step.
Did you question God?
No, I didn't. God needed Dave, and he called for him. I mean, who am I to question? Who am I to question God? Really, who am I? So no, I didn't question God. I just wouldn't.
Some normal reactions from people are to get angry, say, "Why me, God?" You didn't do that?
No, I didn't. I didn't ask God that. Did I say why me? Yeah, but I don't believe I was asking God that. I was just asking, I guess.
You know, when we all go through a tragedy, we discover things about our family and friends.
Yes.
Some of the people we thought would be there are not.
Yes.
And some of the people we thought who would never be there are.
Yes.
Did you experience that?
I did firsthand.
Tell us about that, Holly.
There were people I thought, there were people who helped me throughout this. Okay, and I turned to them because it took many people to help get everything through.
Takes a village.
Takes a village, and that worked up until Dave passed. And the day that Dave passed, they all came to the house, all those that helped me take care of him, and they were there. But after that, there were some that weren't, and I was really kind of surprised at that. And they said, well, I did see them, and they said, well, how are you doing? I said, as best as I can. I said, well, you never gave me a call. And I said, I'm grieving. I would have expected you to call me. I'm just really consumed with this, and I don't think to pick up a phone. You're very weak, and your mind isn't the same. You don't think to reach out you just try and do with what you have. But the people that I didn't expect to come to me did. And I was so grateful, and still am very grateful to them, and reached out in different ways, whether a phone call or a visit or a card. So it made up for those that I expected and didn't see.
Has that remained constant? Have they stayed involved in your life?
Constant, yes, constant. I'm very grateful for that too. One girlfriend in particular who has been by my side the entire, my family is always there. We have a strong family and they're always checking in on me. But they live far away, and it's not always easy to jump in a car and pop over, But my girlfriend reaches out to me on a daily basis to make sure I'm okay.
Make sure that you're all right.
Absolutely. Good, bad, or indifferent, I'm honest with her and tell her so. I'm having a good day, I'm not having a good day. And we talk, and we share.
What's a good day like, Holly?
A good day is being able to appreciate everything that I still have, to recognize those that love and care about me, and to appreciate that that I'm able to find the strength to do the things I have to do. Those are good days, and I make sure to look for beauty all the time to help. I get strength from that.
What kind of beauty, Holly? Poetry, music?
Just sights, nature, driving and looking for something beautiful, getting excited about seeing tulips starting to pop in up through the ground after the long winter, things like that. I find beauty in very simple things, and I take from that and I hold on to it, and I get through another minute or another hour or another day.
I have heard it said that pain makes us more sensitive to the things around us. Would you agree with that?
I would. I'm very sensitive now, more so than ever before. Yeah. And what I have to keep in mind is that not to be too sensitive if someone slips and says something, or they don't, like somebody may not want to say something about Dave because they think it's going to make me feel bad. But it's quite the contrary.
Actually, it's just the opposite.
It's the opposite.
Because
absolutely,
he was
yes.
here.
He was
a real person.
Yes, he was.
You did touch him. You did love him.
Yes,
They saw him. They laughed with him.
Yeah.
So I can understand that inclination, not to want to say anything because, oh wow, I don't want to. But like you said, it's just the exact opposite.
Absolutely.
Because it legitimizes that you had him for that time.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes. I actually asked. Social media is the thing now, and I'm on Facebook, and I actually asked people to share with me something about Dave that they admired, and that gave me strength. So yeah, I appreciated that.
So social media, one form of expressing your feelings, how you're feeling on a daily basis. Mm-hmm. So tell me something. Support groups.
Yeah.
Are there support groups available for people going through what you're going through? And have you contacted any of them? Yes,
there are. There's a couple of things, and I really hope that some people can take away from this much, if nothing else. If people are working and there's an employee assistance program, I would highly recommend calling them, because they can guide you to someone. And they did for me. That was one of the first things I did when I went back to work, was to get a hold of the Employee Assistance Program and ask them. I was put in touch with a wonderful counselor, and she herself is a widow many years ago, but she was able to work with me, work through some of the feelings I had, and then she actually told me about a faith-based support group at the church up the street from me.
Yes, yes.
And I went there for 6 weeks, and that friend of mine who checks on me every day, insisted on coming with me. And so we share that together. And you have no idea how that has helped me with my faith, but also it's given me the tools I need to be able to work through the emotions, the many emotions that you go through. And then to have a friend who sat by your side through that, and you can share with her after. But the group went for 6 weeks, and what was good about a support group is that you're sharing with others who have also dealt with death. And so you listen to all of them and their stories.
Yes.
And their trials. And you share with, and you offer them advice as they offer you advice. So yes, there are many out there. The one that I go to after the 6 weeks, we decided to continue to meet, and we have now every month we meet.
You meet monthly as a group?
We meet monthly as a group.
How many people in the group?
I'm going to say there's 7 of us.
Okay.
7, yeah.
Are they all widows? Or
They're
any widowers?
No.
There's
there
a
are
widower
some
in?
that have lost their parents.
Okay.
Okay, their mom,
Okay.
their sister. So yeah, it's not just a husband or there was a gentleman who had lost both his parents, so he was having a hard time. Yeah.
Holly, what about Dave's possessions? The things that you got together, the things you purchased, the things he loved, the man cave, if you will.
Oh, yeah.
What had you done with those things?
Well, first and foremost, Dave had his man cave. He did. He had the back room, we called it, and it actually is a room in the back of the house that is filled with sports memorabilia. Dave was a huge Red Sox fan, Boston Bruins, New York Giants.
Well, at least he lived to see the Sox win the World Series.
Yes, he did. He was very happy about it.
He was very happy about it. I think twice. They won it twice.
Yes, they did.
Okay.
So his room has stayed the same.
Okay.
I do have his ashes displayed in that room, and it's a very big house, so I did have to consolidate some rooms because I offered my son and daughter-in-law to come and live with me, so I had to consolidate some of that. But I'm putting together special things that I think his children would like to enjoy that he treasured. And so yes, it's a slow process, though. It brings back a lot.
Okay. Holly, I really can't tell you how much I appreciate you coming here and sharing, helping people, being inspirational. But I know of a special connection that you and Dave shared. That would be motorcycles.
Yeah.
Tell us about it. Are you a riding woman, Holly?
I am a riding woman. I am a motorcycle mom. But I'm going to be honest with you. Dave didn't ride motorcycles, but motorcycles did bring Dave and I together.
Okay.
I was bringing flyers around to the pubs for Toys for Tots. We were the Connecticut Motorcycle Riders Association was collecting Toys for Tots, and so I was bringing it around. And I walked into Kelly's Pub in Manchester, a little hole in the wall. And I walked in, and actually Kelly was there, and he let me put it up. I had to really do a lot of talking to him because he didn't think too highly of motorcyclists, but I managed to persuade him to put it up.
Okay.
And so with that, I felt, well, at least I can do is sit and, have a drink. And there was a pool table there, and, well, I love to shoot pool. So I put my quarters up and started. And actually, back then, it was only a quarter for a game. That's a while ago. But Dave came in and had a beer, and he put some quarters up, and we played. And I beat him 6 games in a row. Now, thinking in hindsight, he might have let me win, but I did shoot a pretty good stick back then, I will say. So we started dating, and that's how it all started. Yeah, and he supported me riding motorcycles. He was there after a 3,000-mile trip. He'd be there for me, help me unpack the bike and all. Sure. He was very proud of me for that. And
Holly, if Dave is watching, what do you have to say to him tonight?
I would say to Dave the same thing I say to him every day, that I love you, I miss you, and I can't wait to be in your arms again. That's what I say.
Do you think he hears you?
I know he hears me.
Can you feel him?
I feel him all the time. He gave me the strength to come here this afternoon.
I was going to ask you, why did you agree to do this show?
I agreed to do the show because I wanted to help others. I wanted to do this because I knew Dave would be proud of me for doing it. And he did give me the strength.
God bless you, Holly.
Thank you,
Thank
Jim.
you for being here with me.
Thank you so much.
That's all the time we have for tonight's show. My thanks to my guest, Holly Friggin, for sharing her story. Thank you for tuning in. Our stories are as different as each snowflake and are as beautiful and numerous as the stars. Everybody has a story. What's yours? Until next time, good night.